This video is brought to you by AKS IAS.
For mains, again, consolidation of notes became very, very important. I had kept a separate diary, and for each section in that, I would say GS1, GS2, GS3, GS4, and I would write only short points and a lot of data, so that 1 week before the mains, I was only revising from that one book, and I had left everything else. So every time I felt I had to add something over here, something that I'm going to likely forget, I would keep adding on this one in this notebook of mine. And then I think this was the main preparation strategy, because all of us go through the same books, all of us are doing the exact same thing, but it is how we're doing it. So how we're doing it in those 7 minutes or those 11 minutes that we need to give the mains answer, which ultimately decides our rank and everything else that we are giving. So for those, everything that, let's say inclusive growth, I have been studying inclusive growth for over a year, but there's one question that comes in mains, and the 7 minutes I have to put everything that I have been doing, both static and current. So for that, I would make my notes accordingly. So it's before, when I'm revising inclusive growth, I just have one paragraph and everything comes to my mind. And the day of the exam, I'm able to, in those 7 minutes, I'm able to write everything that I want to write or everything that I want to convey. So I think that was the revision, and then the practice test that becomes very important for strategy. Another thing that I felt was different, or I'm sure it's not different, but I tried to combine both static and current. I never gave too much emphasis to one over the other, be it static or be it current. So I would study in such a manner, even science and technology, I would never not go through NCRTs. I had gone through the NCRTs to get a base understanding, and then I would probably go deeper into those areas that are in current affairs, but I would never just leave anything, because in the back of my head, it was like, I'm not going to leave anything to chance. Anything happens, I should be able to handle it. So in that manner, I tried to do both static and current affairs and give equal importance to both. And I feel like these are the only unique things, not even unique, because something that everyone talks about, revision, practice, and doing everything in the right time. I think that was what was most important. And one other fact that I felt was the way I would revise. I used to try to narrate a story. I would just, if there's any topic, even if it's disaster management, it's geography, it's society, I would take hold of someone and narrate the entire thing to them. Like a story. I would ask my father to sit down and I would talk to him about World War I. Or I would ask my mother to sit down with me and I would explain her what ethics is, or everything that I have studied. I would immediately just tell it out like a story. So in this manner, what would happen was the concepts would get clearer in my own head. And if they had any doubts, they would ask me, and then again things would get a little bit more clearer. So again, that revision would become sharper and faster. So this is something that I would like to share. If anyone else can also adopt the manner of revising, sort of storytelling, or imagining yourself in that position, especially disaster management, I would already imagine myself, I'm there and I need to handle this. So this is what I need to know for sure. So automatically that sense, you would start remembering all the details. So this is some manner that I felt, revision helps, and because everyone has that same material, everyone is going through that same thing. It's how you're able to recall, and in those 2 or 3 hours, how are you able to put everything over there, which is what is most important. So this was some gist of my preparation strategy.
This video is brought to you by AKS IAS.